Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Courtney. Today is episode 2 in my DIY Diaries series. If you did not catch episode 1, I will link it down below. It was over specialty scissors and crafting gadgets you may not know you needed. But for today's episode, we are talking glue guns and adhesives. So let's just take a moment. This was my very first glue gun, and I have forever put it on a plaque so I can always remember it. There we go. All right, please keep in mind these are all just my opinions, my experiences. Everybody has different ideas. So if you do have comments or suggestions or tips, feel free to leave them down in the comments down below so that other people can read those as well. And of course, stay tuned to the very end to find out today's DIY confession. All right, without further ado, let's get into today's video. All right, let's get into today's episode. So I'm going to start first by talking about glue gun temperatures. There are 3 main temperatures of glue guns. In case you didn't know, there's high, low, and ultra low. Each has their pros and cons. So starting with the high, obviously the pros for that is that it will adhere and work for a majority of materials. It will also give you a little bit more work time when you're trying to move things around. Cons, you can burn yourself, okay? Seriously, burn yourself. For low glue guns, those are good for delicate materials like fabric, burlap, things like that. You don't have as much work time, which is a con, but another pro for it is you don't burn yourself. It's just kind of warm to the touch. There is no scalding, ouch, I burned myself. And then the ultra low, these are the ones that you see advertised for kids. They're also good for elderly. If you do a craft thing in a nursing home or a retirement village, something like that, these are perfect for that. Really, the cons are they don't last very long. They're not super strong, but they will get the job done because if it's a kid using it, more than likely their project is not that complex. So those are your 3 basically temperatures with glue guns. And on that note, glue guns can be high temp, they can be low temp, or they can do both. So you do kind of have to pay attention to that when you buy your glue gun of what type of glue sticks you want to get. So let's get into all of my glue guns, and I will tell you right now, Surebonder is my brand. All right, let me show you what all I've got. Okay, I'm going to start right now with this tote. This is a Mollie Ollie tote, as you can see here. Now, this was sent to me at the perfect time because all of my glue guns and glue sticks were kind of in baskets. It was kind of hard to work with them, and so I kind of already had on the brain that I needed to find a better way to store my glue guns and glue sticks. And with me hosting a crafting night every month, this is so handy to just pick it up, take it to my farm table, and set it down. Now, this thing has all kinds of pockets here. The material is super, super sturdy. It's got handles, pocket on this side, 3 pockets here, a zippered pocket here, and 3 pockets on the other side. On the inside, it has compartments that you can adjust the size for. So these are this is Velcro, and you can make whatever slots you want. And you don't have to use it for crafting, but honestly, this is a very great little tool, especially if you go to craft nights and like to bring your own stuff. This is a perfect little thing to bring. I will link it down below in the description box, and they have also given me a 10% off code for the next 2 weeks if you decide to purchase one of their projects. Like I said, it's super sturdy. I absolutely love it. Thank you, Mollie Ollie, for sending this to me. Okay, now let me show you what all I keep in here. Now, very quickly, I own at this point in my life all high temp glue guns. Again, if you want to do high temp or low temp or both, pay attention to the glue sticks you purchase. If you buy a high temp glue gun, you need to have high temp glue sticks. Same for the low temp glue gun, low temp glue sticks. And then if you have a combo, those glue sticks will designate that they're dual temperature, which means you can go high or low, and that's what they're for, is those glue guns that can do both. I have found, I used to have a high and a low glue gun, but honestly, I feel like it wasn't quite as effective as having a high temp, a designated high temp, and a designated low temp. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think it did as good of a job, but everybody, again, is different. Okay, so let's get into what's in here. So the glue gun you probably see me use the most is this Surebonder cordless glue gun. It runs on a Ryobi, like massive battery pack. So if you have a drill or whatever, that battery works in this glue gun. It lasts for quite a while and it does a great job. It's a pretty heavy flow in here, and I really like the Surebonders because they do have the little silicone here, because I am famous for like touching my hand or leaning over, and it keeps you from burning yourself. All right, the next one, again, is a Surebonder. This is another high temp. This one can, is this my battery operated? No, it's not. You plug it in, not battery operated, but again, has the silicone, and it's a little bit of a smaller flow on it. So I use that, and it's also the small glue sticks. So you know, if you're doing a huge project or need a lot of glue at one time, I'll use the bigger. But if I don't need a lot of glue at one time, I'll use this one. Okay, another one I have here is, oops, here it is, it's right here, is this one. Now this is a precision. If you can see the little point here, it kind of even goes further past the silicone. This is for teeny tiny little places that you might need glue, and this is also one that you can lay on the tabletop. If you see these little like airplane wings right here and here, it means you can safely set it on the table and it will not damage your table. So if you're gluing and you're in a hurry and you're trying to, like, you know, pick up, drop, this is the one you want because it will not damage your table. Okay, let me show you these last two. They are set up in the same kind of style. Both Surebonders, surprise, surprise. So this next one is a cordless one. It looks like this, and it is super lightweight, which I really like about it. It also can be set straight onto your tabletop without damage to it. And basically the way this one works is it has this little contraption here, which you set this on the charger like this, and it goes like this, and you plug it in, and then you just pick it up, use it, and then you put it back on the charger. Occasionally you'll have to do a little wiggle just to make sure it's on the charger okay, but for the most part it's fine. Now it does have this little drip pad right here, which I find is kind of funny because I don't have a problem with Surebonder dripping. I can't remember if I already mentioned this or not, but one of the reasons why I love Surebonder is it doesn't drip. That's my biggest pet peeve with glue guns, is dripping. So this is kind of how it works. It's the big glue guns, and it is a little bit of a bigger flow, which I need to clean my glue guns. And then of course it has the silicone. And then the other one, this was my very first Surebonder. So you can see it's the same kind of style where you plug it in. And I will have to say this one, it was very tricky to get it on the charger. They've since fixed that, and I don't even know if they sell this one anymore. I got it at Hobby Lobby a long time ago, but it definitely has been improved, because if you'll notice here, there's evidence, it has some drippage right there, and again, it was kind of hard to get on there, but it's been fixed since then. So that's the last of my Surebonder glue guns, and let me show you glue sticks. So I do Surebonder glue sticks and Gorilla glue sticks. Those are the two that I use that I feel like work the best for me. These I've shown before. They're construction grade. These Surebonder sent these to me quite a while ago, and I absolutely love these. You can tell the work time. It tells you these are a 1 minute work time. These are 3. It tells you everything. Super heavy duty, really work well. The reason I still occasionally use Gorilla Glue is because I just had them in my stash. This is kind of all my overflow, and then these big ones don't fit in my little tote, so I keep the big ones in here, because these are the taller Gorilla, just so you have more time when you're not having to change out glue sticks. So that's why I have some of the longer ones are for projects like that. And leaning into that, when I have a project where I know I need just glue, and I definitely don't want to be doing the whole glue stick game, I've stocked up on these. These are here. You know what? I'm gonna open this sucker. 5 feet long, okay? 5 feet long glue stick. Like, who wouldn't want to use this in their glue gun just for the mere fact that you would have this ginormous thing hanging out? I don't know. Small things amuse me, people, small things. Anyway, this is my best friend at Christmas time, because it's like I do a lot of projects where I need that glue just coming, and this right here does that. So of course I have a big one, and then I have the small one ready for fall/Christmas DIYs. All right, there you go. Those are all my Surebonder glue guns. Now let me get into some that are not Surebonder. Okay, some of you who've been with me for a while may have remembered when I put a picture of this on my Instagram and how super excited I was about this glue gun. It was a complete fail. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, I hate this glue gun. It has a constant drip, and at first I started asking around, and you guys may remember that. I was like, does anybody else have this glue gun? Does it drip? Everybody said yes, it drips. So at that point, I was like, really? Okay. So I reached out to Ryobi to ask them, hey, you know, your glue gun really does drip excessively. Their customer service, I don't know how else to put it, they didn't care. They basically just said, yeah, it drips. And that was it. Like, there was no, oh, I'm so sorry, but yes. Like, it was very point blank. Yeah, it drips. And at that point, it just turned me off. Remember when I talked about customer service and why we go with Craftsman? Another reason why Ryobi. Anyway, it drips. Why I like Surebonders? None of my Surebonders drip. They don't drip. I do use Surebonder glue sticks with them. Occasionally I'll use a Gorilla. I never have dripping problems. That is like my biggest pet peeve when it comes to glue guns, is whether or not they drip. Surebonders, they just don't drip. Mine just don't drip. So this glue gun, I would not recommend it. I took the battery pack off that one, and now it lives on my Happy glue gun. Bad, good. Again, just my opinion, but I'm saying just don't. Okay, I also have this ad tech that I picked up. I actually picked it up after I started watching Crafts by Caitlin's channel, and I was like, you know, I want to try to see what else is out there. It's okay, I don't mind it. It drips, so do I use it? No. These are just like kind of like extra backup craft night glue guns, to be honest. You guys don't see me use these because I don't like to use them. Okay, and then the last one really is just this wood glue. This is specifically, it is a wood glue stick, and that's exactly what it is. This is the AdTech brand. I did get it at Walmart, I think at Walmart, yeah. And it takes wood glue sticks, and yeah, I think it holds true to form. It's not bulky. I've used it a couple times and I like it. So there you go. So you wood glue sticks, and if you didn't know, Surebonder has like glitter glue sticks, like colored glue sticks. Like, there is a world of awesomeness out there in the glue stick and glue gun world. So if you didn't know, there it is. And then with that AdTech one, this one that I showed you, it did come with the precision tip that you can change out. Oops, you don't even see that. That you can change out. So again, don't really use it, but there it is. Okay. All right, so there are my glue guns and glue. Now let me show you some of my little gadgets that I use when I'm working with my glue guns. Okay, so the first thing that you guys see me probably use most often is this little thing. Okay, this is my little glue gun tool, is what I call it. It is a sculpting tool, yes. I like it because on this end right here, and I don't know if you can tell because it's gonna be hard for me to focus it. It kind of has a sharp little divot. So when you're running, like, say, like a bead of glue down a seam or in a frame or something, and you have extra, you can take this and kind of scrape it along it, and it will just cut off all that extra glue. I just really like it for that. And then this one's great for if you're kind of jabbing things in, or, you know, having a rounded tip. I don't know what it is about it, but it's very helpful. So this is one of the things I use. I also have this little thing, which I don't really use very often, but it is with my stash sometimes if I need to poke glue in there. I don't know. And then I do have the silicone spatula, which also you guys don't see me use, but I do have it in case I do need it, but I just got it at Dollar Tree. They have all kinds of different colors and things, so this is a good thing to have because you can just peel the glue right off, no issue. And then another little funny thing I have, which you guys have never seen me use, Sorry about the lighting. I'm trying to, like, I'm overexposed. Okay. These are little silicone fingertips. Okay. So you put them on your fingers like this. Okay. No more burns on your fingertips. I don't use these. I don't know. Every time I put them on, like, I'm like, do I want to? Do I need to? And I mean, they're okay. Like, if you really have to hold something and you know the glue is going to touch your finger, I would totally recommend it. But I just don't ever think to grab them. But they're kind of fun to make little crab pinchy sounds. Okay, anyway, I digress. Silicone fingertips. These are the Mod Podge brand. I got it there, right there for you guys that drives you crazy. Mod Podge brand. Okay, let me see. I think that's everything when it comes to glue guns and my glue sticks and everything. So if you have any questions about it, please just leave it down below and I'll be happy to answer it. Now let's move in to all the adhesives that I use and what I use them for. All right, let's go. Okay, let's talk adhesives and the ones that I use most frequently. Some of them I use a little more than others, but you know how that goes. All right, so Mod Podge. I use this mostly when I'm working with paper. Occasionally I will use it as a sealer. I don't necessarily like it as a sealer. I do have a Rust-Oleum matte clear finish that sometimes I will use that. But I definitely use it if I'm attaching any type of paper or going over something that has to do with paper. I'll use Mod Podge. And I like the matte. I prefer the matte. I do own a bottle of the gloss, but if you were here feeling this one's almost empty and this one's completely full. So do not use this one very often. All right. Then of course I have E6000. I talked about this tube key. You guys, I think everybody knows what E6000 is good for. Of course, it has a longer drying time, 24 hours. So using this with a little bit of hot glue at the same time will help stabilize your project, let it dry overnight or for 24 hours, and then you're good to go. So E6000. Then I have tacky glue, the Aleene's tacky glue. I like to use this with fabric mostly, or if I'm working with ribbons or something and I need to kind of tack them together or whatever, I will use this because it does dry clear. So I do like, and I normally just pick up the little bottles from Dollar Tree. They do have them there. They also have the Mod Podge there, but I have found it's more cost efficient to buy this at Hobby Lobby or Walmart or whatever. Use a coupon, Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Okay, then let's see what else. All right, these. You guys have heard me talk about this super glue. Like, this has become my new favorite. Like, if I can use this instead of hot glue, I will, especially this accelerator. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, basically you spray this down, you put the super glue on it, and it is like dry. Done, good. You have a few little seconds there to work with it and you're good to go. So I've got the medium and the thick. I love this stuff. It is by Surebonder, and we'll use it. It's good for lots of things. Plastic, wood, ceramics. Like, they advertise lots of materials. I have used it on lots of materials and it works great. So the accelerator speeds up the process, and then the Surebonder super glue. Okay, on that note, let's see, spray adhesives. Okay, so I have this one that I got from Dollar Tree. Honestly, I don't use this very often. If I'm attaching like fabric to a canvas or something, that's pretty much when I've used this, or fabric to like a t-shirt or something like that I'm gonna, or a pillowcase, or you know, something like that. If I'm making a pillow and I want little fabric things on it, I'll use that. I did pick up this and just started using this one. It is the E6000 brand one. I love this one. Like, I like this one better than this one. Now this is an aerosol, so it goes on a little bit light. This one is kind of a pump, so you kind of have to, you know what you're doing with this one. It comes out a little heavier, I guess you could say, but I've used it on paper and with fabric as well, and it works really good. I like it. What can I say? Okay, wood glue is wood glue. I do like the Gorilla wood glue. That is the one that I pick up at the Home Depot, I think is where I normally buy it, but I do like it, and I always get the one that normally I get clear, but when I'm working with wood, the natural color. Yeah, pay attention to that because some of them dry in different colors, and you need to just make sure you're aware whether or not it's something that can be sanded if it leaks out, because if you have like a piece of white wood and then you use the natural color, you'll be able to see the glue a little bit, so you have to sand it and all that nonsense. So just make sure you pay attention to the color because they do have clear wood glue that you can get as well. Okay, this is the spray adhesive that Dollar Tree sells. I've never used this one. I have it in my stash, so if any of you guys have used it, will you comment down below so people know if this is a good brand or not? I just have it mostly for, like I said, when I go to a craft, someone's house to help them make a project or whatever, I'll throw this in my little craft tote so I'm not hauling like my big massive bottles of stuff. So I like the minis for that reason. This, the Mod Podge, the Aleene's Tacky Glue, those small little bottles I always take with me, glue gun, that kind of stuff when I have a travel. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, is like what my little travel craft bag, I guess you could say, is, whether you like go on vacation or, you know, things like that. Sometimes you have downtime to scrapbook or make something, or I don't know. If you're interested in what's in that tote, let me know. I might tack it onto a video or whatever. I can show you guys that. Okay, a few more things in here. I have the Aleene's Fray Check, not really a glue, but this is great for the ends of ribbon, the ends of fabric. I use it a lot at Christmas because I do like to work with a lot of fabric at Christmas time. So this is just, again, Aleene's Fray Check, got it at Hobby Lobby. And then the last two glue things is just a good old Elmer's glue stick. Oh, nothing fancy there. You never know, sometimes you just need a regular glue stick. And then I have this one. This is a dual tip glue pen. I like it because if you put it under paper, it won't wrinkle up the paper. The others I don't use as often, but you know, brand preference is up to you. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know down below. And if you want to see my little travel craft bag, let me know that as well, and I will get that squeezed in somewhere. And all right, stay tuned for today's DIY confession. Okay, DIY confession number 2. So this one doesn't really necessarily have to do with like a crafting or DIYing kind of weird thing that I have, but it is about a craft I got obsessed with at a very young age, and that is in 3rd grade, I became obsessed with cross stitching. Now, when I say obsessed, like legit obsessed. My friends got cross-stitched for birthday presents. My mom got cross-stitched for Mother's Day, her birthday, Christmas. I have made over 100 cross-stitches and I own 0 of them. So that lets you know how many of those I have given away. Like, I absolutely think it's just so soothing. I don't know. I have to tell you, as a 3rd grader doing cross-stitch, people were kind of like, okay, you know, I guess it was kind of stereotyped as a little bit of an older crowd activity, but I loved it. I don't do so much anymore because I can't see. Like, I am old and I can't see. I've tried lights, I've tried the magnifier, like I've tried everything. I've been working on a teeny tiny little pineapple for my craft room since the beginning of last November, before I did my craft room renovation. I can only do like 10 stitches and then my eyes go all cross-eyed and wonky and I can't see and I have a headache and it just doesn't work out well for anyone. So it makes me sad, but yeah, there you go. That is my DIY confession. I love cross stitch. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you guys are enjoying this series, please give it a big thumbs up. That will help out my channel. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye.